This sequence is a gorgeous core play sequence for improving your balance and strengthening at the hips and the feet. And the focus is going to be on the lower part of the body. So if you come to the front of your mat, just come to the front of the mat, guys. I'm bringing the feet together, beginning in volcano pose or Urdhva Hastasana. So toes, knees, thighs together, tucking the pelvis under, becoming aware of the bandhas if they're available to you. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, pulling up in the pelvic floor, take the navel back to the spine. Inhale, and on the inhale, we raise those fingertips up to the sky. And we're looking up towards those fingertips. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now, staying in upward mountain pose, we're going to keep our Namaste hands and we're going to do an upward salute side bend known as Parsva Urdhva Hastasana. So keeping those hips parallel and facing forward, we're going to bend to the right hand side, hands together. So stretching those fingertips as far away from the body as possible. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and just bringing it back to center and over to the opposite side. So making sure the hips are parallel, they're facing forward, you've not got one side sticking out too much, extending those fingertips as far away from the body as possible. 3 breaths here, just in your own time, taking 3 breaths, breathing in and out through the nose, bringing your attention back to that core play breath, the Ujjayi breathing. Flow breath, inhale, exhale. Now from here, we're going to bring the hands down and take those hands to the hips. And we're going to do some standing pelvic circles. So take the feet about just slightly wider than hip width apart. And we're going to, for 2 breaths, we're going to circle in a clockwise direction. And then we're going to change direction, anti-clockwise direction, doing those hip circles. Okay, so keeping the feet just slightly wider than hip width apart, we're just going to do a standing side bend variation here. So placing one hand on the hips, other hand up and over the head, extending through those fingertips, and we're just going to bend to the side for 3 breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. And coming back to center and just changing over sides now. So again, being aware of those hips facing forward, toes facing forward. Opposite side, stretching up and over. Lengthening through the fingertips, facing forward. 3 breaths here. And after 3 breaths, just coming back to center. Now we're going to come into Anuvita Tanasana, standing back bend, okay? So we're going to take the hands to the hips at the back, take the shoulders back and down and bring those elbows, pushing them together, and we're going to gently look up and just do a gentle standing back bend. So releasing that back, opening up the chest and heart for breathing. 3 breaths here. Breathing in and out through the nose. With each exhale, just opening up the chest a little more. And just staying in that back bend. If it's available, just taking those hands behind the back and binding them. So Baddha Hasta Uttita Stiti Salabanasana. There's a mouthful for you. This is hands bound rising locust pose, okay? So just binding those hands behind and looking back. Now, if this hurts your neck, just come up. It's absolutely okay. Just come back to Tadasana. And we're just going to take 3 breaths here, guys. Inhale, following exhale. Now we're going to take those hands in front of the body now, clasp them again, and we're going to actually take them up. So placing the palms facing up towards the sky, hands clasped. This is known as Urdhva Hastotanasana or palm tree pose, okay? So just looking forward, ladies, 3 breaths here. Bringing your attention to Ujjayi breath. And close your eyes here if you want, inhaling and exhaling. 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. And back to center. So now we're going to do an interesting pose, standing wind release pose, known as Tadasana Pavanmukhatasana. Okay, so moving from Tadasana, we're going to take the right knee up to the chest and we're going to hold the shin. Okay, if this is not available to you, you can hold the knee. So whatever is available to you. And we're going to take 3 breaths here. Breathing in and out through the nose, maintaining your balance. If you fall over, that's absolutely okay. Just get back up again. So focusing on a point in front of you, a nice still point, a dot on the wall, something like that, a candle. This is your drishti, point of focus. This is going to help you balance. Also being aware of the bandhas. Uddiyana bandha, mula bandha, pulling in and up. Release the right foot down and changing over to the opposite side. Inhale, exhale, and releasing after 3 breaths. So bringing both feet down to the ground. And we're going to move into revolved chair pose, Parvrita Uttanasana. Okay, so knees together. We're going to bend those knees down as if we're coming into chair pose. We're going to place the hands together and we're going to take those elbows across the body and we're going to look up over the right shoulder. Parivrita Uttanasana, taking 3 breaths here. Now remember to breathe. This is one where we always forget to breathe. Remember our flow breath here, breathing through the chest, inhaling and exhaling through the nose for 3. And then release. Coming back to Tadasana, standing position. And we're going to do standing wind release pose on the opposite side. Tadasana Pavanmukhatasana. Okay, so taking the left knee up to the chest, holding at the shin, holding it at the knee if that's what's available. 3 breaths here. And releasing down. Coming back to Tadasana, and from Tadasana, coming down into chair pose. From chair pose, revolved chair pose. So taking those palms together in prayer position, navel back to the spine, Uddiyana bandha, mula bandha if it's available, and rotating round and taking the elbows to the opposite side of the body, pushing the elbow against the knee, creating a bind, and breathing for 3. Inhale, exhale. Now after 3, releasing, coming back up to Tadasana. From Tadasana, we're going to come into 5-pointed star pose, Utthita Tadasana. So we're going to step those feet about 1.2 meters apart, more if you're taller, less if you're shorter. Toes facing forward, heels aligned, okay? We're going to raise those hands up so they're parallel with the ground, and we're going to take 3 breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose, just taking 3 breaths in your own time. And from star pose, we're going to move forward into intense leg stretch pose, or Prasarita Padottanasana, wide leg forward bend as it's known, okay? And we're going to take 3 breaths here. Now, engaging the Uddiyana bandha, taking the navel back to the spine, this will make a big difference. Engaging the pelvic floor. Inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to bend forward from the hips, and we're going to aim to grab the inside of the big toes with the 4 and middle fingers. Okay, so pushing down with the toes, pulling up with the fingers. Nice bent elbows here if this is available. If not, we can put hands on blocks. And we're going to take 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Remembering to breathe through the chest here. Use your core play flow breath here. Okay, so still holding on to the toes. We're going to look up in front of us, coming halfway. And on the right hand side, we're going to keep holding on to the toes. But on the left hand side, we're going to actually raise that hand up to the sky and look up to the left thumb. Okay, moving into extended triangle pose, also known as Utthita Trikonasana. And we're going to hold this for 3 breaths. So looking up towards that thumb, make sure you're not falling down onto the right hand, onto the right leg. Keeping that leg nice and straight if you can. If you need a bend in the knee, that's okay. If you need a block to place a hand on, that's okay too. But making sure that we're actively stretching up through the tops of the fingers, pulling upwards, rotating that body, keeping those hips nice and parallel. So 3 breaths here. From this, we're going to move the right knee forward so it's above the right ankle. And we're going to take that hand up and over the head if it's available into extended side angle pose, Utthita Parshva Konasana. And we're going to take 3 breaths here. Breathing in and out through the nose in your own time. 3 breaths. Inhale, following exhale. Inhale, exhale. And from here, we're going to move into high lunge pose, Asta Chandrasana. So right leg, knee is above the ankle. Back leg, the heel is off the ground and you're on the tippy toes, hands raised above the ears. So we're going to take 3 breaths here. High lunge pose. Now we're going to place that back foot down and we're going to take 3 breaths in Warrior 1. So we're looking up now instead of forward. Virabhadrasana 1. The front foot is at 90 degrees, the back foot is at 45. Remembering to breathe, breathing through the chest, use your core play flow breath. And from here, we're going to move into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So keeping the legs in the same position, taking the right hand out in front and the left hand back so that the arms are parallel with the ground, shoulders back and down. Taking 3 breaths here. Warrior 2. From here, moving into Crescent High Lunge with shoulder opener, Asta Chandrasana. Okay, so we're going to clasp those hands behind the back, take that heel off the ground, pull the shoulders back and down. We're going to look up for 3. And then we're going to come back to Tadasana. And we're just going to change over sides now. So moving on to the opposite side, moving into Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose for 3 breaths. Front foot at 90 degrees, back foot at 45, extending the fingertips up to the sky, the bottom arm grabbing onto the toes or pushing onto a block, but always pulling up with the fingertips. Remembering to breathe. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Placing that hand down on the floor at the outside of the foot and taking the arm up and over into extended side angle pose, breathing for 3. Making sure the knee is above the ankle if it's available. Using a block under the hand if we have to. And from here, moving into high lunge pose, Asta Chandrasana. So hands up towards the sky, looking forward this time. Back heel is off the floor and knee is above the ankle of the front leg. 3 breaths here, high lunge. In and out through the nose. Now dropping that back heel down, we're going to come into Virabhadrasana 1, warrior pose. We're going to take the hands above the head, keeping them there, and we're going to look up towards the sky. So front foot at 90 degrees, back foot at 45, and the heels are aligned here. So just remembering to breathe. 3 breaths in warrior 1. Keeping the feet exactly where they are, we're then going to drop the arms down so that they're parallel to the ground, and we're looking forward over the front fingertips into Warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2. We're going to take 3 breaths here too, guys. And after 3 breaths, we're just going to take that back foot off the ground again. We're going to clasp those hands behind the back, opening up the chest and the shoulders, pressing the shoulder blades together, looking up to the tip of the nose into Crescent High Lunge, opening the shoulders, focusing on that with Asta Chandrasana. 3 breaths here. and release. Just come down into standing forward fold. So Urdhva Uttanasana. Okay. So feet together, placing the hands on the ground, or you can hold the opposite elbows if that's comfortable for you. And we're just going to take 6 breaths here. Just swing yourself from side to side, moving into a pendulum pose. Just allowing your breathing to return to normal. Inhale, exhale. Swinging from side to side, releasing, bouncing backwards and forwards, relaxing. And then from here, bending the knees and coming down into garland pose or malasana. Okay, so pushing the shoulder blades against the knees, hands together in prayer position, looking forward. 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale, allowing the breathing to calm down now. The hard part is over, ladies. And from garland pose, moving into Baddha Konasana, bound angle. So allowing the buttocks to drop down, soles of the feet together, making a basket with the hands and placing the feet into those hands. Shoulders back and down, looking forward. If it's available, you can come forward and place your head on a block, or you can place the forehead on the ground, on the mat. Or you can stay where you are, whichever's comfortable for you. And we're just going to breathe in and out through the nose here. We're going to spread those legs out, so extend them out in front of you now. And we're going to come into Parivrita Dandasana, or revolve staff pose, okay? So legs extended out in front, toes pointing up to the sky, calves, thighs, buttocks engaging with the ground. Hands either side of the hips. We're going to take the right hand, we're going to stretch across the body and hold on to the left shin if that's available, or the thigh, that's fine. And we're going to take the left arm behind the body and we're going to look over the left shoulder for 3 breaths here. Breathing in and out, flow breath through the chest. In and out through the nose, chest breathing. Coming back to center, changing over sides. Revolve staff pose, 3 breaths here. And after 3 breaths, just coming in to Sukhasana, easy pose. So just simple cross legs, placing the hands in the knees, bending the chin down towards the chest. Take a couple of breaths here, just nice normal breathing here, relaxing, releasing. Just roll onto your back now. It's time for everyone's favourite. It's Savasana, corpse pose. Being aware of your heartbeat, being aware of the body touching the mat. Relaxing completely now, just resting into the breath, resting into your body. Allowing that heart rate to slow down. And just stay here, remain here in Savasana as long as you wish. Namaste.